Agatha Christie's Poirot. From the thrill-packed pages of Agatha Christie's unforgettable stories of corpses, clues, and crime, Mutual now brings you, complete with bowler hat and brave mustache, your favorite detective, Hercule Poirot, starring Deepa Patel in the case of the careless victim. Before meeting Hercule Poirot in his first American adventure, it seems only fitting for the millions of faithful readers who have followed the little Belgian detective's career in book form to meet the famous lady who created this famous character. So it's our privilege to present a message from Agatha Christie introducing Hercule Poirot from London, England. The next voice you hear will be Miss Agatha Christie.
I feel that this is the occasion that would have appealed to Hercule Poirot. He would have done justice to the inauguration of his radio program, and he might even have made it seem something of an international event. However, as he's heavily engaged on an investigation about which you will hear in due course, I must, as one of his oldest friends, deputize for him. The great man has his little foibles, but really I have the greatest affection for him. And it is a source of continuing satisfaction to me that there has been such a generous response to his appearance on my books, and I hope that his new...
Mademoiselle?
What?
This is a cozy room apartment renting agency.
Yeah, we got something to rent, yeah.
I have a desire to rent an apartment.
Who hasn't?
Please, mademoiselle, do not jest. Allons, I have with me a brief dossier of my requirements. Please to read it.
Well, all right. Gentleman desires a bright sun-shining apartment of reasonable quietness, near the heart of the city. Should be furnished by the utmost charm, French providential, if possible. Price is no consequence, as long as it's very reasonable. Please communicate with Hotel Windsor, Hercule Poirt. Poirot!
No, mademoiselle. The name is Poirot. Hercule Poirot.
Well, I wish you luck, Mr. Poirot.
Finding an apartment, mademoiselle, is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of employing the little grey cells. If you can find an apartment for me, please do me the kindness to inform me.
Sure, if you'll do something for me.
What is that?
If you can find an apartment for me, please do me that kindness to inform me.
Going up? Floor, please.
Number 5. You are new here, no?
Yes, sir. Only came on yesterday. You're Mr. Parrot, right?
Poirot.
Well, Mr. Poirot, one of the boys pointed you out. Here you are, sir. 5th floor.
Oh, 1,000 apologies, madame.
Oh, not entirely my fault.
Madame appears troubled. Perhaps I may be of some slight assistance?
No, well, if you're sure you don't mind.
But of course not.
You see, it's my door. It won't open.
Aha. And where is this obstinate door?
It's right down the corridor, room 515.
If I may have the key?
But that's just it. The door isn't locked. I left it open only 10 minutes ago.
Indeed. Madame is very trusting.
Here it is. You see? Stuck. Won't budge.
It is not precisely stuck, madame. It gives a trifle. This door is barricaded.
Oh my goodness!
Ah, voila, she moves, eh?
Oh, thanks a million. Now, what do you suppose?
No, wait, madame. Perhaps it is better if I look first. Ah, alas, it is as if I have feared.
What is it?
You do not know? Look!
Oh, it's a man, and is he?
Oui, madame. He has been strangled. This is murder. Spitaliere! I must compliment you, madame. Your color is excellent, and you did not even commence to faint. For one who...
I don't fall apart in a crisis, if that's what you mean. And furthermore, I'm not a madam. I'm mademoiselle, by choice. Wait, Miss
Yep, you just realized that the woman is also Fletcher, because she hadn't been introduced yet.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, hey, this is the kind of stuff that we expect when we purposefully go in blind. So how do we do this?
Alfred's blood.
So do you want to keep being Miss Fletcher?
I mean, just go ahead and take over, Kristen. Like, it's
Okay,
just
that's
about
fine.
getting the lines right.
Fine. That's fine.
Oh,
We've
no,
done
it's
trades
fine.
before.
It's great.
No,
Yeah, no.
it's fine.
Hey, man, that was our first real like script curveball.
Wait, what?
I was
All right,
waiting for
Kristen,
this
take
moment
over.
as soon as Barry started talking.
You felt bad he's gonna have to commit to that voice for the entire episode, didn't you?
No, what the problem is I'm going to have to commit to that voice for the rest of the episode.
No, you don't. We'll just we'll bewitch this. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm the sergeant. You're the
Wiggle,
hero. It's fine.
wiggle her nose.
I prefer
Anyways.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but
And now,
anyways,
if you'll... Oh, you go ahead.
let's do this. See if we get at the same time. And now,
And
if
now,
you get that corpse out of here, I'd like to sit down.
That I regret I cannot do, mademoiselle. The body must not be touched before the police arrive.
police!
Well, yes, of course, the police. I'm calling them now. Hello? Hello? Ah, Inspector Stevens. It is I, Hercule Poirot. Alas, no, I have not yet found the apartment, but I have found something of perhaps more interest. A corpse. Right here at my hotel. Room number
515.
Number 5. Mademoiselle, what are you doing with the body?
None. I was just trying to see his face.
You will have the opportunity. You will have the opportunity later. Pardon, Inspector. We are in room 515. Bien. We shall expect you immediately. Bien, Miss Fletcher. Now that you have observed the face of this unfortunate one, perhaps you will be good enough to tell me who he is.
wait. You
certainly
fell out
will.
of that accent faster than Carrie Fisher in Star Wars.
I did.
That was
Oh,
brilliant.
God. That was so hard. This is so hard. This is so hard.
That's why it's fun. All right, sorry to interrupt. Kristen, pick up whenever you're ready.
Yep. I certainly will not. Who do you think you are?
Ah, mademoiselle, permit me to present myself. I am Hercule Poirot, formerly chief of the Belgian Surrey.
Yeah? And who said that's what you say? Now look, Mr. Parrot, I've read plenty of detective stories and none of them had a detective that looked anything like you. I'll wait for the police and ask the questions.
As you desire, mademoiselle. I merely wish to point out one thing. It is you the police will question first.
Me?
But of course, you are the most likely suspect, no?
Well, all right. What do you think they'll want to know?
First, what are you doing here in this hotel?
Why, I live here, and for 10 solid years, ever since I left Waskegio, Maine.
But what do you do? What is your occupation?
Why, I don't have an occupation. I've got a little income, and I like it here in New York. And the last few years I've been doing war work, with Red Cross and things like that.
You seem a little trifle vague, mademoiselle. Now, about this man, who is he?
I don't know. I never saw him before in my life.
Mademoiselle, I advise you to consider your answers with care. Do not forget, a man lies dead in this room.
I can't help that. I don't know who he is or how he got here. I told you I was out of the room for 10 minutes.
That may be, Miss Fletcher, but it does not help you. This man has been dead for at least 1 hour.
How do you know?
If you will touch the body, you will observe it is already beginning to cool. Therefore, mademoiselle, if you left this room only 10 minutes ago, your situation is indeed grave, for this man was already dead.
Oh, but I couldn't have done it.
So? And why not?
Because his body was laying right across the doorway. You know perfectly well I couldn't get through this doorway and still leave the body wedged against it. Belgian surety indeed.
Very good, mademoiselle. But you could have murdered him in here, made your departure by way of the fire escape through the room overhead, and come down inside the building to this corridor, where you so innocently made my acquaintance. You see, there is evidence that the fire escape has but recently been used. Now, it is not so amusing, eh?
Well, I don't care. I had nothing to do with this. I know you detectives. You're out to get a suspect, and just because a man was murdered in my room.
Gently, mademoiselle. All is not lost. Fortunately, you deal with Hercule Poirot, who goes one step beyond the obvious. You see, this poor man was not murdered in your room. He was killed in the room overhead.
But why? Why kill him upstairs and leave him on my doorstep?
That, mademoiselle, we shall discover in due course.
Great job pronouncing that Native American name like a true New Yorker, Kristen.
Damn it, Bryan.
Sorry, couldn't help it.
No, it was great. It was perfect.
An airtight alibi. I come from this place. I can't say.
Yeah.
All right, we got to pick up with Miss Fletcher whenever you're ready.
All right, Mr. Pirate. Now that you've gotten the corpse safely locked in my room and outside, what am I supposed to do? Sleep on the fire escape?
I do not think that will be necessary, mademoiselle. You are coming with me to the lobby where we shall wait for my friend, Inspector Stevens. He will see that you are comfortably sheltered for the night.
Oh, well, tell me, Mr. Poirot, how do you figure that murder took place upstairs?
It is not apparent, Miss Fletcher? Please to squeeze the bell for the elevator. I look out of your window and observe the fire escapes. And what do I find? Everywhere the dust reposes peacefully.
Well, naturally. The help is too busy to polish fire escapes.
Ah, mademoiselle, but on our one stairway, one landing up from your window, all is disarranged. There is a broad, clear path through the dust, and it is precisely the width of the human body. And since the path extends to the floor above, it is obvious that the body has been dragged down from room 615. Also, on the garments of the dead man, the trousers, the left elbow, and across the shoulders, there are unmistakable traces of rust. Ah, voila! The elevator.
Going down?
Monsieur, would you be so good as to explain why you were so long in arriving?
This is an old car. Every once in a while it gets a little fritzy.
Comment? On the Fritz?
Out of order.
Yeah, I got stuck on the 9th.
You have been stuck on the 9th floor all this time?
Yeah, that's right.
That is difficult to believe,
Why?
because the indicator has been pointing to the basement.
Ah, that indicator? As soon as anything goes wrong, it flops.
I am not so sure that is true of the indicator, but unquestionably, monsieur, it is true of the too clever murder. As soon as anything goes wrong, it flops. Eh bien, Inspector Stevens, there is a situation. An unknown man strangled to death in one room and dragged down the fire escape to another.
Poirot, if this body's the person I think it is, the commissioner will have my head.
Eh? Mon ami, forgive me. You seem agitated.
And we were warned, too. I assigned my best man to guard him. The smartest cop on my force, Sam Tremble. Good Lord, Poirot, there'll be an international scandal.
Gently, mon ami. You go too fast, even for Hercule Poirot. Who is this magnificent figure of international importance?
Parrish. Jonathan Parrish.
Parrish. Ah, oui. The name rings a bell. He's the big currency expert, eh?
That's right. He's on his way to Europe to set up the new paper currency for the liberated countries. Checked in at the Windsor today. Was supposed to pick up some papers, dyes, and inks, and then hop a bomber tonight.
Fifth floor, please. An enormous undertaking, and one of the great importance.
And I was responsible for his safety. He's supposed to be an eccentric sort of guy. No photographs, no publicity. Tremble was the only man on the force who knew him at all, and Tremble failed. You see what this means, Poirot?
I see only this, my friend. We have arrived at the first step of the solution of this distressing murder. For now, we know the motive. This way, Inspector. This is the room. Mademoiselle Fletcher, your key.
Here you are.
I'll never live this down.
You exaggerate, mon ami. Even the best of men sometimes fail. Regard, Inspector. Here is your corpse.
Well, they certainly did a... Thunderation!
You are shocked, monsieur?
Poirot, do you realize what's happened?
But of course, Inspector. It is not Jonathan Parrish who has been murdered, but your own faithful policeman, Sam Tremble.
Poirot, that's not very funny. You knew it all the time.
Pardon, mon ami. I knew nothing of the sort.
But you distinctly told me.
No, Inspector, you told me. To the dead man was an unknown corpse. It could be anyone. But when you speak of two men, one a wealthy financier of international importance and another police officer, by employing the little grey cells, it is not difficult to conclude that a corpse with a large, high, comfortable shoes and a plain suit is a policeman.
Oh, of course, I'm sorry.
Monsieur, there's no time now for the profuse apologies.
You're right. We gotta get to this. We gotta get to Parrish at once. The poor guy doesn't even know his bodyguard's gone. Hello, operator. What room is John Parrish in? 615. Hold on. Poirot, that's the room directly over this one where Tremble was killed.
Precisement.
Operator, let me talk to Parrish.
I think you will find the gentleman does not answer.
Why not?
Obviously, he would not witness a murder without reporting it. On the other hand, he too may.
Good Lord, Poirot, do you think he's dead too? We know he received a warning from Hilary Kent.
I do not follow you, mon ami.
Huh? Oh, I don't blame you. Hilary Kent is a criminal egomaniac.
Ah, one who commits crime chiefly for the pleasure of baffling the police, eh?
Exactly. Well, this Hilary Kent, or someone who calls himself Hilary Kent, is one of those guys. He pulled off a few clever jobs and got away with them. We don't know anything about him, but whoever he is, he's got to get his thrill out of every job. So he makes it a rule to warn his victims.
Ah, me. I know well the type. Ah, Monsieur Parrish, I take it he has received such a warning.
Right. Now you see why I assigned my best man.
Eh bien. But now we must hasten upstairs to Mr. Parrish's room. Already it may be too late.
I'll go too. I don't want to stay here with this body.
You'll stay right here, Miss Fletcher, until I give you permission.
Inspector, if you do not mind. Myself, I am aware. I am not averse to Miss Fletcher's company. I find her very intriguing.
Oh, no answer.
But naturally, you did not expect the murderer to sit down and wait for us? You will have to employ the passkey.
Remember, Miss Fletcher, you're not to touch anything.
It's perfectly all right. I'm wearing gloves.
The inspector is thinking of fingerprints? Moi, I do not think he will find any. Monsieur Kent, or whoever the killer may be, is too clever to leave any such traces.
Well, maybe, but I want to be sure we don't lose even the tiniest clue.
An excellent approach, mon ami. There are many interesting things we may learn here about Monsieur Parrish.
He certainly gets around a lot.
Oui, the labels on his luggage are from the four corners of the earth.
Miss Fletcher, I said you're not to touch anything.
For goodness sake, it's only a book.
Books may be of great significance. Ah, oui. This one, for example, it is no ordinary book. It is a stamp album of great value. Some of these stamps are almost without price. Ah, very interesting. This Guatemala blue.
Ah, put up your hands, all of you!
Thunderation!
Oh no!
Thunderation! Don't move, I said don't move.
Have no fear, monsieur. I will not dispute the authority of your gun.
And right there is our commercial break, so we're going to cut there this week. Dan, I have two things to say to you. Regular aumento.
Yep.
You nailed the accent, yeah.
Thank you.
This is good, Deepa. This is actually, like, I didn't realize, a lot of the fun of doing these is, like, the hamminess and the cheesiness. But, like, this is actually pretty well written, so it's kind of refreshing and unexpected.
Yeah, it's good. I love it.
My favorite part
that
is
was
when
fun.
I realized I didn't have that many lines, and they went to someone else.
I'm sorry, Barry.
No, I'm fine with that.
We knew this was going to happen sooner or later.
I was like, oh,
That
my
should be the
character's not a
gimmick
thing
one day.
anymore.
Just people cut in and take over parts randomly.
I still think, like, essentially, maybe that turns into a gimmick. Like, we essentially have to have a dungeon master for the show who's, like, rolling dice for what you got to do. And it's like, you got to do, like, okay, so this round, Deepa is Poirot, and Poirot has, like, I don't know, he sounds like
Is an alien.
Harry Carey. He sounds like Harry Carey.
This accent is so fucking hard. I'm like, oh god.
What are you talking about? It's one of the easiest ones to do.
Yeah, I'm like, I sound like Elmer Fudd, like, in some places. I think I sounded Russian for a second.
She's
I don't
talking
know
about
what the hell is
the
going
French.
on.
That's because you didn't lean
I'm
into
going to
it.
be perfectly honest with you. I have a lot of Belgian coworkers, and you did sound Belgian, so good job.
No way.
I'm not kidding.
It sounded like a 4-year-old.
Did
I'm
you
a
not
4-year-old
listen to my
Belgian.
Marlon Brando from our last one? Because that was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad, but in the best way.
I had this moment at the top of the show when you played the first theme of it, and I thought you were playing Careless Whisper because it was the face of the Careless.
Well, I really tried to find a lot of the old elements from the actual radio play, like the music that they would use, and it's so hard to dig up stuff like that, untouched.
Yeah.
You know, I can get an episode, but it's already got the announcer voice in it embedded, so I wanted to, I went with the TV show, which I figured works, even though this is set for that. Did the show ever play in America, or was it BBC only?
I don't think
I know.
Hey!
Well, I didn't up until that
That's all I
point.
hear.
This is actually why Deep is
I
visiting everybody to get BTS in their stream.
But
Can you get
She
on the
messed
show?
up my Spotify so bad.
It's all a bot.
The Google Home is gonna pick up on all this BTS nonsense, and next thing you know,
Yep.
K-pop.
You're gonna be rocking
We're
out
gonna
to
have-
it. I know it. I know it.
Just us talking
We're
about
gonna
it
have, like,
now is
fan
getting our
cams.
algorithms.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
Yeah, no. The Amazon over here, she's listening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can
Like,
I just?
what was
I
it?
want
You
to
want
point
me to
out
hear
one
your favorite
thing.
song?
I wanted to point out one thing in this script that I've never experienced before in my life. What the fuck is a thunderation?
Well, about to find out.
Old-timey exclamation.
To the internet!
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Well, it's a
we
Silver
talked
Dollar
a few
City
episodes ago
attraction.
What did you
about
say?
old.
I assume it's
know,
upgraded from
The
Tarnation.
Steel Mine Train roller coaster
Yeah.
in Silver Dollar City, Branson, Missouri.
Ah,
Yep.
Okay.
It's used as a mild.
How did it
oath.
become an exclamation?
I mean, it's a
Like, about to
fantastic
find
one.
out.
I like
It
Barry's
is.
theory that it's just a step up from Tarnation, so it's like a Pokemon
Yep.
evolution.
Tarnation! Actually, no. Yeah. Tarnation evolved into Thunder Nation! And then,
Thunder Nation!
An exclamation
Sunday,
of
Sunday,
surprise.
Sunday!
Agitate-
Thunder Nation!
the AC/DC cover band!
You like trucks?
I was actually going to give you a definition. So it's an exclamation of surprise, agitation, or petulance. Thunderation. I've lost my glasses. Etymology. An Americanism around 1830 to 1840 from thunder and Asian. For once, it's not about
She.
God or Jesus.
okay.
I just like how the translation, the definition of it is basically ah!
Ah, fuck!
Can we just put Asian on the end of any word and make it a thing?
Yeah, we'll just
Right.
continue evolving
Yep.
that Pokemon.
We need a baby Pokemon for that one at this point. Because how are we getting above
Bangeration! Lightningation. Master, oh wait.
Oh,
Okay.
You went there.
I went there. I couldn't help it. I got nothing better to do. And I've stopped respecting myself. Alright, did you guys want to call tonight? I know it's been a long week for everybody, but this is always good therapy for me. But if we want to skip the post-show, we can skip the post-show.
Yeah, I gotta skedaddle. But this was fun.
It's
I
fine. Don't feel
haven't
guilty. I just want to be sure.
been great.
Yeah, it's nice to have you back, Deepa, finally. We needed our star.
Oh god.
We did.
It's nice to be back in New York.
We
It's great.
Yeah.
For, like, a good or, like, just for a minute?
No, just a short while. Month total. So I leave in like a week and a half.
Nice.
I'll go
Oddly enough,
back.
I'm going
Oh,
to
that's a good
Rochester
trip.
in like a week and a half.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
I'll see you at the airport.
Like
I was in
2.5
Rochester a
now.
week and a half ago!
I can drive. No, end of the month. A little more, like 3 weeks. But
Okay. Okay.
Alright
Oh,
then,
damn.
cool cats. This was a fun one. Deepa, thanks for picking this. We'll regroup again in a couple weeks and do the second half. And in
See
the
the
meantime,
thrilling
think of
conclusion.
great Asian words.
Yes.
Same
Let's
bat
do it.
time.
Awesome.
All right.
Alright,
have a good
cut you
night,
loose.
everyone.
Thanks everybody, and thanks for no
Thanks,
one for
guys.
watching.
Thanks, hypothetical listeners.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.